Good evening, everyone. It is me, Rashonda Williams with Collective Impact. I'm going to turn my phone off because I just felt it in the spirit that it was going to go off. So come on in, y'all. I'm Rashonda Williams with Collective Impact, and we are going to be talking about a few grant opportunities that are available for nonprofits. And we're also going to talk about the ERTC tax credit, which is available for nonprofits and for profits and churches as well. So this is a payroll tax. It's not a federal tax. I had a client last week say, but we are 501c3. 501c3 is a tax status for federal income. This is on payroll taxes. So you overpaid your payroll taxes in 2020 and 2021. So we're going to talk about how you can qualify for that. So yes, talking about the Black Women Impact grant by, who is it? Goldman Sachs. They are funding 1 million. They're funding 1 million Black women-led nonprofits. So let's get in here and talk about it. Wanted to wait to do this. We're going to start doing these on Thursdays. And I wanted to wait to do it, but the deadline for this is the 11th. So I wanted to jump on here and answer any questions. So tag a Black woman nonprofit founder right now. Please do it now. Right now. Tag them now. Or business owners, churches, tag a church leader, tag a nonprofit. Any nonprofit leader, but specifically a Black women nonprofit founders, because we're going to talk about this. So I'm super excited for this. I think that this environment that we are in right now, there are a lot of opportunities, and we at Collective Impact, our mission is to help small nonprofits and small businesses led by people of color get access to these resources so that we can grow our communities, we can change our communities, we can create jobs, right? So this type of programs, we just leaving money on the table. So please, together we are impact. So tag somebody, I will be dropping information and links. And of course, if you watch this on rebroadcast, drop your questions in, and we'll get back to them as soon as possible. So let's get to it. So Goldman Sachs, I'm going to pull up, y'all. I'm going to pull up the application. We're just going to run through it. We're just going to look at it, and we're going to talk about it. Please put your questions in. I don't see anything yet. All right. So the Black Women Impact Grant is $10 million grant program with an open call application process. They are funding 50 organizations. 7 impact areas. We'll go more into this. So this link, which I'm going to put right now in the chat, is where you will find the information and the guidelines, so to speak, the areas of focus, all that great stuff. And it looks spammy, but I sent it right. Opportunity, they want to impact lives of 1 million Black women by 2030, right? So 50 women-led organizations will receive general operating funding. Like, that's major. A lot of the grant funders, they give funding for specific things. So like technical assistance. So if you wanted to hire, say for instance, a firm like Collective Impact, you can get a technical assistance grant. There are grant program grants. So when you get the funding, it's only for those specific things, right? That's why we preach, don't just be dependent on grants, because you got to stay within those guidelines. And if you don't stay within those guidelines, you won't be getting no grants anymore. right? So, but operating funding, that's like salary, that is expenses to run. You got a building, they're going to pay for the building. Not many grants provide general operating funding, y'all. So this is incredible opportunity. It's between 50,000 to 250,000 over 2 years. Like this is not a grant you'll get one time and then you just gotta figure out what you're gonna do when it run out, right? This is a rotating grant, and that's major. Again, another thing we talk about in collective impact, and even our partners, Synergy Accounting and Advisory is one of our partners, and I believe they just had a nonprofit budgeting masterclass. So all this information is available. It's just about making time to get the training or delegate it to somebody on your board or your staff, right? You don't have to do everything as the um, a founder of the nonprofit, right? That's why you got a board. That's why you got a team. That's why you got volunteers, right? So getting in front of this kind of opportunity. So when this comes, you already got like a general grant outline. You just got to copy and paste it, right? You already have your operating budget. You just got to copy and paste it, right? So please, if you are a nonprofit organization or thinking about starting a nonprofit organization, we have worked very hard over the last couple of years to partner with incredible other businesses who can fill in the gaps needed in your nonprofit organization because you can't do it all alone. So I'm gonna get off my little soapbox. I just get so passionate about it. But operating, general operating funding, that is major. So this is, let's just keep looking at it. You should always read the guidelines of anything before you apply for it. One, you want to save your time. And then two, save their time too, the people who's going to review it, because that's just annoying. Was on the She Boss Talk grant, Women of Impact, I believe. I'm probably messing it up, y'all. And so we were reviewing grants. So listen, I know from both sides of it. Um, Read the guidelines, follow directions. So they just want to make sure you are a tax exempt status. Now, right there, if you are waiting for your tax exempt status, if you haven't gotten it yet, but you submitted it, you're not eligible because you have to have your tax status, tax exempt status, right? That's qualification number one. All right. So do you have that? Yes or no? Average annual operating budget between 250,000 to $1 million. Now, don't get afraid of that because your program is going to tell you why you need $250,000 to operate it, right? So, I mean, let's be real. You can throw in two salaries up in there, you and your right hand man or woman, and you halfway there, right? So, Black women in positions of organizational and or pragmatic, leadership. Clear focus on serving Black women and girls, and alignment to at least one of the 1 million Black women, 7 impact areas. Okay. All right. So, what is impact areas? They tell me right here. So, does your organization focus on uh, providing capital to organizations or capital to Black women entrepreneurs and small business owners? Now, if we were a nonprofit organization, that would definitely fall into something that we do, right? Because we provide line of business credit and advances to organizations as well. An example of this would probably be like Assets of Toledo. They help with capital and they help with businesses, right? Maybe even SBA, right? They would fall under that, or the MBOC, Minority Business Center, right? So, do you do healthcare? Is your organization in healthcare? Does your organization create jobs, workforce advancement? That's like some of the state programs. Education, is your organization providing access to affordable education. This is early childhood. Oh my goodness. Education. So if you partnered with a daycare, boom, there you go. Don't go doing this just to get the grant. Like, I'm just giving examples. Do you provide housing? Is it digital connectivity? What's that? Increasing access to broadband. And if you noticed anything, you probably notice how a lot of this stuff that's coming up right now, like I know Facebook just had We the Culture, all of these accelerator programs. The reason why they can provide these programs, y'all, is because they got these fundings, right? But now this is specifically tailored to Black women. Please, let's not leave this money on the table, y'all. All right. And then financial health. So we do have organizations that help people get their credit back together. So I can think of a few: education, dream mentorship, healthcare, T3 helps, just in our community, right? That are under these areas of impact, right? So step one, tax exempt, budget, Black women in positions of organizational leadership. I can't say that word. Pragmatic. There it is. Clear focus on servicing Black women and girls. And then you're aligned with at least one of these 7 impact areas. So halfway there, boom, let's keep it going. This is always good too, to look at. So looking at what they're looking for, we call it collaborating with purpose, right? So that when you get to the questions, you're like, oh, they said they want an organization that does X, Y, and Z. Guess what we're going to talk about? We're going to focus on we do X, Y, and Z, because we know that's important to them. Make sure you talk about that stuff. So what are they looking for? Impact area alignment. So that's the 7 areas: healthcare, financial services, all that fun stuff that was that graph that was above. So how close is your organization's mission, goals, and activities and initiatives and programs aligned with those 7 areas of focus, right? So Black women in leadership, so that can be the founder, that can be the CEO, and it even say board of directors. So look at that. And see, that's going to be that fine line, that right there. That's going to be that fine line right there for other communities to apply for this. Like, oh, we got Black women on our board and give us that money. So let's get our share. Yeah. All right. Integration of the perspectives of Black women and girls. I mean, that's easy. If you have an organization, I'm gonna take our sis Mac Jane. I'm gonna take Dream Mentorship as an example. They help young women find their purpose and be confident to walk in to find their identity. Even heart to hearts, they work with young girls so they can be confident, they can find their purpose, and be leaders, right? So that is the perspective of Black women and girls, because you're talking to the babies the way that they can understand it, and you're meeting them where they are, right? And it's easy to meet someone where they are when you look like them. So boom, that's an easy one. So focus on Black women and girls. We talked about that. So Black women led, founded, or on the board, Lord Jesus. Focus on serving young Black women and girls, and then you're integrating their perspectives into that as well. Another one would be, I got their thing back there. Brown girls do ballet. Like, oh my gosh, that I hope y'all on here tag them, y'all. Tag Black led or someone who is on a board of a nonprofit, a small nonprofit. Large organizations, well-positioned organizations, they already know about these type of programs and they are definitely taking advantage of them. We want to help the organizations that's not big yet, right? So again, tag a nonprofit. Also, if you are a nonprofit, drop the city in your name in the chats, and we will definitely reach out with you. You can download the Collective Impact app. We have all the kind of resources and grants programs like this always in our app as well. And we want to be connected with you because we're all about connection and connecting with our community. So just like I gave examples of like a few different organizations who are already in our community, right? And so we send things according to what your organization mission is. So you download the app, go into your app settings and turn on your alert so that when we post, you would get pinged and you know when we put new stuff on there. All right, so we know what they need. They want the perspectives of Black women and Black girls, how much the organization seeks to understand and integrate the perspectives of Black women and girls into its work. So that one just keeps sticking on me, but I feel like this question, integrating the perspectives of Black women and girls, would be for organizations who are not founded by Black women, but have Black women working in the organization. So yeah, I'm kind of my feelings about that, but lay it at the altar. All right, so we got that, and then you go up here to apply, and it's so simple, y'all. I was looking over the guidelines of it, and it's a questionnaire, and this is awesome because you can download this and then email it to your board, and then they can plug in information. Everybody can plug in information. Yeah, the deadline is March 11th, so you got this weekend, right? Just get at it. We just found out about it from our friends at She Boss Talk. But when we find out about stuff in our app, we let our app know first, and then our email, and then we go to social media. That's just kind of what we do it. So this is where you apply. Questions on that, y'all. Black Women Impact. I kind of want to go over the application, but like nobody has logged on yet. So, maybe I'll do it for the replays. I want some interaction. You got to ask questions and stuff. So 1 million Black women, and she's beautiful. All right, so they talk about the need, the opportunity. You go here to apply. Just kidding. Okay, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna pull up this. Well, I'm gonna stop sharing. So I'm gonna stop doing. And then I'm gonna pull it up. So questions on that. Here's the application. This is where you link it. It's super, super easy. They just ask what your organization name is. You got to provide, you always know, you got to provide your tax IRS determination letter. I want to focus on section 4, which says your impact. Now, which one of these 1 million Black women impact areas does your organization most closely align? Is it job creation? Remember that graph with the 7. So they're asking you financial health, education, digital connectivity, access to capital, housing, and healthcare. So you would just select that one. So please share a brief pitch of your organization and tell us the big picture and the specifics. Oh, the specifics. So what are your organization's mission and impact goals? And you got 200 characters to say it. So I'm just going to use collective impact as an example, although we're not a nonprofit organization, but we still have a mission and vision. So this is the boilerplate version of it, right? So collective impact mission is to help nonprofits and small businesses of color overcome internal and external barriers that are preventing them from having access by giving them access to resources, service providers, to take their organization to the next level, right? So that's just paraphrase of it, right? So that's boring. Do I want to put that on the grant application? Absolutely not. So you can say what our mission and vision is, but again, tell a story with it, right? So, like I said, we help nonprofits of color overcome internal and external barriers, right? Example of internal barrier is lack of funding, right? So that's what we're doing right now. We're letting our community know about funding opportunities, right? So that's the specifics. What activities do you do? So we do lives. We have an app full of information. We have a social impact guide. It's an ebook. It's $14.99. You can download that. It has programs from our affiliate business partners and grants, in-kind donations, earned income, all that can help you get money, resources, right? So that's how we do what we do, right? So how does your nonprofit do what you do? And what is the big picture? So I gave you out a boilerplate, boring. So the grants that we reviewed who made it past the rounds were the ones who told a story, right? So the story of collective impact is as a former nonprofit leader and a nonprofit professional, I recognize that the organizations led by people and women of color were not getting funding, were not getting access to materials, were failing at a higher rate, but more than the well-positioned organizations, right? And working for nonprofits, I always was one of two or maybe three people of color that worked in an organization that was serving us, but it wasn't represented within the community, right? So every business is to solve a problem. So Collective Impact brought together the underrepresented people who work in the nonprofit industry, and then the people who have nonprofits, but they need those skills of those people. So we brought them together. So that is the story behind Collective Impact, right? So that's a lot more interesting that we help nonprofits of color overcome internal and external barriers. So I'm joking about it, but just keep that in mind when you are doing your grant applications. Don't just copy and paste and be so formal. Tell a story, the story behind why your organization exists. If whatever social cause you're helping, if you were directly or indirectly impacted by that, tell that story. You know, just get raw, share your testimony, right? We are healed by the words of our testimony and the blood of the Lamb, right? So don't hold that back. You want some passion behind it, because if you're excited about it, they'll get excited about it. So, and then the specifics, what activities, initiatives, or programs. Sometimes we find grants and you try and tailor your programs to what they're asking for. No, you stick to your guns. This is what we do. And then you find funders that have that area of focus, right? So they talked about, let's take one, job creation and workforce advancement. Okay. So we help our organization find jobs, find their purpose, right? How about that? Find their purpose, give them mentors, help them to connect, get the education that they need. We pay for it. If they need their GED, we pay for that. If they need college credit funding, fill out their FAFSA, we do that for them, whatever that is. So why the big picture of your organization, and then how do you do that, right? They should match, right? So then the next question talks about the differences that you're making in people's lives. So this is really good. Talk about data, talk about testimonials, share testimonials. In 2021, we helped 300 young women be more confident and walk in purpose, you know, whatever it is, how many people that's why, you know, tracking your data is very important. Or testimonials, like so-and-so from anywhere, New York said blah, 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 blah. And we want to continue to help young women feel like young girl from New York City, right? So it's super easy, y'all. And then section 4 asked about your leadership. If you follow us on Facebook or if you're in the Collective Impact app, we posted a job role. It was like, this is the role of the president. This is the role of the secretary. This is the role of the treasurer. It's like a bar. You won't miss it. You can find that. I might post it again because they're asking, they want to know and want you to briefly describe the roles of each person on your job on your board, right? So you got your president. So if you don't know exactly what that is, we did that for you. And then they want to know about your operating budget. Again, Synergy Accounting. She just did a master class, I believe yesterday, on nonprofit budgets, and I'm gonna put her information in there too. But if you purchase the Social Impact Guide, you can get all that information, and I'm gonna put that in there as well. So we talked about the Women Impact Grant. The link there is to that. If you want to know about other programs and companies doing other things to help you get ready for grants, you can purchase our Social Impact Guide for 2022. So next, I would like to talk about, what are we talking about next? I got the tablet here. I'm going to stay on. I gave myself 45 minutes. Where we at? We're at 26. Okay, we could do it. We could do it in the name of Jesus. All right. Now, if you have problems with creating the grant, our friend Shantae at She Boss Talk, she is doing a live master class. Where is it? There it is. Boom. She's doing a live Win Grants with Ease Facebook Masterclass. That is March 26th. So still put your application in because they said this is round 1. So there's multiple rounds for that one. And then just to be ready for the next one to come up. I think it was a short notice with this one personally, but it is what it is. That's why I wanted to hop on here and just kind of answer any questions anybody may have about that. Please tag a Black woman nonprofit leader. Any nonprofit leader. We're over the Black Women Impact Grant. Just talked about that. So Win Grants with Ease with She Boss Talk, y'all. Here is the link for that. Now, Sis has helped small businesses and nonprofits get a lot of money in this last 2 years during the pandemic. So definitely follow She Boss Talk as well. She is one of our partners in our affiliate network as well, in the collective. So yeah, we talked about the Black Women Impact Grant. We talked about Win Grants with Ease course. Now let's talk about the tax credit. So this tax credit, again, churches and nonprofits can qualify for this, the last program in the stimulus, the 2020 CARES Act. It's the last stimulus program. Everybody was focused on PPP and the EIDL, but the payroll tax is also available. They changed it a lot. I think that's why most of the confusion was before. You could not apply for the ERTC if you receive the PPP, the payroll protection plan loan, right? But they amended it 9 million times, and so they're still allowing you to apply even if you got the PPP. This is a payroll tax. This has nothing to do with your federal income. So even though you are a 501c3 as a church or a nonprofit, you can still qualify for this as long as you have payroll employees. These are not contracted employees, not W-9s. If you have a payroll company or you do your own payroll like QuickBooks or Paycor, whoever, you can get up to $26,000 per employee from 2020 and 2021. So what will happen is that our partners, ERC, they will amend your 2020 and your 2021 tax credits to reflect this. Last week helped a nonprofit get over $140,000 back for their organization. Now, we were just talking about that Black Woman Impact Grant, right? And you had to fall in all of these lines. If you have payroll employees, you are getting such a bonus, right? You're getting money back that can go back into your organization, can go back into the community, and you don't have to like jump through the hoops as you would with the grant, right? So the money is there. Please share. Churches, again, churches, nonprofits, they qualify for this as long as you have payroll employees. And the payroll employees can be full-time or part-time. It doesn't matter. The max, however, is that you can't have over 500 full-time employees under the organization. So you can have 5 full-time employees and 3,000 part-time employees, and you would still qualify, right? So the max is 500 full-time employees as well. So another qualification is that your business or nobody could social distancing, right? So from Q2 of 2020, your profits are at least 10% less than they were in that same quarter in 2019, then you will qualify per quarter. So you need to, I recommend breaking down your profit and loss statements by quarter and kind of reviewing that before you apply. There is an application that you can just fill out, and it's going to ask you the questions I've just been saying. Like, were you impacted by government shutdowns this time? How many employees do you have? Are they full-time? Everything I'm saying, this is what this questionnaire is going to ask you, and it takes like 10 minutes. Actually, with the, I actually hopped on a Zoom and I kind of walked through the application with one of the clients last week because they were older and they didn't feel comfortable with that kind of stuff. So it really took like 30 minutes. It probably took 45 minutes because I'm a talker and I'm still getting close to time. So ERTC, if you are a nonprofit in a church, you can qualify for this. It's up to $26,000 per payroll employee. Again, we as a community need to take advantage of these programs that are there. And we can't be like, whatever excuses we have. The programs are there. And it's just making it a priority and kind of having all of your paperwork. Is it tedious? Yes. But listen, I'm pretty sure all that time it took for her to review and upload those documents is worth every penny that they're going to get back into the organization. And that's just one organization we help. So ERTC credit. If that's also you don't feel comfortable with that kind of administrative stuff, y'all know I can talk for days. I have no problem hopping on the Zoom and kind of just like I'm sorry, y'all, walking through that with you. No problems at all. So if that's you, you can definitely schedule like a 30-minute call, just like we're doing right now. I'll hop on a Zoom, share my screen with you, and we'll walk through it. So churches and nonprofits, please. I mean, especially the churches and nonprofits, because, all of these other large companies, and you can't get mad at them. Like, you cannot, absolutely not. Like, they're taking advantage of these opportunities. They're there to grow your businesses. Your business is worthy, right? You want to create jobs. You want to create legacy in your community. This is free. I can't say free money. you had already paid it, right? You just like child care tax credit when you do your personal taxes. This is pretty much what this is, but for payroll. So you overpaid payroll from 2021 per the CARES Act 2020, and now you're just going to get that back. IRS is backlogged, but I'm pretty sure a nonprofit is willing to wait 4 months to get almost $200,000 back into their organization, right? So, yes, we talked about win grants with ease class, the ERTC, also dropping in if you would like to purchase the social impact guide. Which is filled with more in-kind programs, fundraisers, all that great stuff. A few pages dedicated to our partners and the collective network. We worked very hard to do that. Shout out to Annie, Donna, and Timalayan with the research and design of that. You guys are amazing. We couldn't do it without them. You guys see my face all the time, but we got a squad and everybody is staying in their lane. Also, we can help nonprofits and small businesses just increase their impact, operations, and create jobs and leave a legacy, right? So yeah, that's it, y'all. It's past my bedtime. I go to sleep early. I wake up early. But I wanted to get on here and inform you all of this information because especially with that Black Woman Impact Grant, because the deadline is the 11th. So again, if you have any questions, drop them below and then we will do our best to get to those as soon as possible. Win grants with ease, masterclass with Shantae from She Boss Talk. Again, listen, sis been helping small businesses get millions of dollars over these last 2 years. You want to be in that class. It is a paid online class, but listen, the return on investment, you're paying what, $99 for the class. She's helped a lot of people get a lot of money. So, I mean, if anything, I think she's being nice at that price, But it's not about money all the time. It's about the impact. So, but you got to have skin in the game. You got to have skin in the game. And she's going to get you to the point where you can win these grants. And there's a lot of pitch competitions going on. She wins them and she helps other people win them. So that information has been dropped in the chats as well, or just follow She Boss Talk. The social impact guide, drop that in there. And then if you are in our app community, just drop a yellow heart in the comments. Just drop a yellow heart. That'll make us feel so happy. Like, oh, if you saw it, if you watched this stream in the app, that'd be awesome too. So, and if you're a nonprofit, drop your city, the name of your nonprofit, and we will definitely do our best to connect with you and continue to serve those who serve others, because when nonprofits thrive and small businesses thrive, we all do. And like the shirt, collaboration over competition, y'all. So let's work together, tag a nonprofit leader, tell them to download the Collective Impact app. Buy somebody the social impact guide. It's $14.99. Somebody has a nonprofit and they always working, they ain't got no life. Bless them, sow into their organization and get that. It's filled with so much information, y'all. We work very hard on that. So y'all have a wonderful evening. God bless you. I speak blessings over you all, and we'll see you in the app. Bye-bye.